How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Chainsaw Man Volume 5. Overall, a really cool volume. This is the end of the Katana Man arc, and the first half of this volume is going to be dealing with that. A ton of action, fighting off against some really cool enemies, and some fun, action-heavy moments in the first part. I believe the first half of this volume is as far as the anime goes in Season 1. Really hope Season 2 comes out soon. And yeah, a really good, fun finale, action-heavy, but with a few good twists and turns and ideas how to fight these enemies and what they want, and a really cool move from Denji at the end, and there's a train, and the ghost devil's back. Lots of cool stuff. But I also like the second part of this book. It is kind of some downtime, which you do need after an action-heavy sequence, and you get things like, Makima and Denji going to see a bunch of movies, because why not? And I do like the downtime. I do like they also meet up and see different friends. Denji hangs out with the Shark Fiend, and Aki hangs out with the Angel Devil. So getting to explore some of these newer characters, that's fun. But also, Denji meets this new girl, and it really shakes things up. And Volume 5, I think, does exemplify a lot of what makes Chainsaw Man so cool. The duality of fun, action-heavy sequences and quieter, interesting, and well-thought-out moments with the characters in this really fun, crazy world where our lead has a chainsaw for a head. Overall, really like this book as always. Can't wait to pick up Volume 6, and I just kind of want to burn through the rest of Part 1 really fast and see where it all leads up to. Anyway, if you guys want to see a little bit more in a little bit more specifics, I'm going to switch over to the close-up camera, show a little bit of the story and a little bit of the art, but no major spoilers. So without further ado, to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at Chainsaw Man number 5. Right off the bat, a big, fun, energetic cover. We bring it closer to the camera, we get the logo in a rainbow coloring this time around, and we get Chainsaw Man and Katana Man flying through the air with these abstract red lines around them, and big old number 5 in the corner. Now, Katana Man and Chainsaw Man on the side. There's the image on the back, $9.99 US, T+, and back of book summary. But this is actually a really similar image to the front cover. Now, in the past, the backs have been a cover page. They've taken a cover page from the comic that has a character that matches the cover, recolored it, and put it on the back of the book. But for this one, for whatever reason, out of all the chapters in this volume, there's only one that has a cover page, and it doesn't feature Katana Man. So instead of a cover page, we get a panel from the comic right here, which is a similar image to the painting. There are a few things like the positions of the limbs being a little bit different, where the chainsaw goes a little bit past the katana here. It is very similar and quite clearly a redrawing of that, but it's this panel that they use on the back. Anyway, cracking it open, we get I Love Death Proof and Grindhouse. Kind of weird. Death Proof, you think most people preferred Planet Terror in the double feature. Actually, quite appropriate that I'm reviewing this one so soon, because a Grindhouse spinoff, Thanksgiving, just came out. Anyway, there's the cover page, and we see that this volume is called Minor, and all the volumes are named after the first chapter in the book, so let's skip over that for a second. There's our contents, chapter 35 through 43, and there's some fun names in here too, like Tearjerker and Easy Revenge, and then Jane Fell Asleep in Church. That's got to be some reference I don't get. But anyway, before that, we did have the catch-up page. I love that they keep these in here because at the very least, you know, it might be some time between when one volume comes out of the other. We get all the characters, it helps us learn their names, and we get the story so far. That's great. Anyway, after that, we get the story proper. Now, I'll try not to do any major spoilers, but I want to look at a few panels, talk about a few things. I'll try to avoid anything too big, but there are some fun moments in here that I do want to talk about, so no major spoilers. But the mission to find Katana Man and his gang, we get to see Aki there fighting the ghost devil that was once the one in contract with his partner. And we can see that with the future devil's power, he's able to see ever so slightly into the future in order to avoid the attacks. I won't spoil how this ends, but there is a really fun moment remembering his old partner and a really cool way to fight this thing. It's pretty cool. After that, though, we do get a bit with Denji and Power. They're in an elevator getting ready to go fight. And, of course, we get Power going, blood is blood. I'm just going to eat this zombie hand. And I do love the relationship the two of them have, where they'll fight and butt heads, but be kind of similar, you know? They see the zombies don't see them, but rather than a sneak attack, Power, of course, is going to burst out and fight all the zombies at once, and Denji will proceed to the next level and face off with Katana Man there. And I do like they talk for a minute, hey, what happened? And Denji gets to say, yeah, your father was a zombie by the time I killed him. And he goes, I feel sad even when I kill zombies, didn't you? And he goes, no, well, maybe I have more of a heart than you. But we get to see he takes off his hand and that's how he transforms, which I was kind of wondering. Maybe they said that before and I missed it. But yeah, the two start to transform and get ready for their big battle, and they crash through the wall, and that's where we get the back cover. Well, and then redrawn to be the front cover. I won't go through too much of this battle, but like I said, fun finale, and it does have this really comedic moment after it that I thought was a great Chainsaw Man moment, because, you know, it's not just the action, it is also the humor, and I won't say too much, but trains. Love trains. But the arc does wrap up in a really good, satisfying way, and for whatever reason, the Chainsaw Man books, it's always the midpoint of the book, and then it switches into, like, another part, you know? I guess, you know, it does kind of have a cliffhanger feeling, but it is probably unintentional. But we are gonna get a few different things this time around. Denji actually is going to go with Makima to see a bunch of movies, and I think this was also used in the anime's theme song, but I do like just a moment where they're together, and it's not a super serious date, but they talk about movies and what affects them, and, oh, that one was, not that great, I'm not gonna remember it, and it's just a nice little quiet character moment where they talk about the movies. It's pretty cool. We also get some different pairings up. So Aki here is now with the Angel Devil, which is a crazy concept, basically just trying to be as implausible as you can, but the Angel Devil is really lazy. He's super powerful, but he just kind of wants to relax all day. But then they find this hunter, and the thing with the Angel Devil's powers is he can take life force away and use that to make super strong weapons. But he does say it'll be painful, so Aki doesn't go with it. But this does answer the question. It's like he says he's devil first, angel second, because a devil is what he is. The angeling is just theming, which, you know, is interesting and does give us a lot of stuff to talk about. And I also get Denji, and he has to go and take the shark fiend out. And I do like the shark fiend, he can swim through anything, so you just see his little fin on the ground following Denji around. That's just super clever. But it's like he's super angry and hates a lot of stuff, but he thinks Denji's cool, so it's like the only person that he'll hang out with. But you get this interesting part that does drive a lot of the second half of the book, the kind of downtime, not so action heavy, but good with character moments. He gets stuck in the rain, so he hides in this phone booth, and this other person, a girl about Denji's age, also gets in the phone booth to hide from the rain, and the two really hit it off. It is super quick and natural chemistry, and Denji, of course, doesn't know how to feel about this because he does love Makima, and he's like, I promised my heart to her. And I really do like this idea of not portraying relationships super clean and super easy. Makima, does she really like him? Is she just leading him on in order to use him? And, you know, going and saying, I'm all in for someone when you don't really know if they feel the same way back or if this relationship really does have potential. Nothing's set in stone. Is it too early to invest everything? And then this is someone who seems to just be a normal person, seems to just legitimately like me. She's closer to my age and just going out and, you know, hitting something off with someone naturalistically, you know, but at the same time, the past, you know? So, yeah, who does he go for? Which girl? Who can you really trust? And I do like, you know, he does, even though nothing's really set in stone with Makima, does feel like he's cheating. And it is just this big question that's raised in his head, and he has to figure out what he really wants to do, what's best for him, what's right and ethical. And I do like, don't keep relationships clean. Make it where there's no easy way out. And that's going to be something interesting, and I am really curious where they take this character. But anyway, Volume 5, really good, wrapping up the Katana Man arc and starting into this new plot, which hasn't gotten super action heavy. But again, that's one thing I really like with Chainsaw Man. Half of the book, super cool, fun, manga action. The other half, more character-based, but really doing a good job of fleshing out these imperfect characters and just balancing everything and meeting new people and figuring out where you stand with them. It is really cool, and I do like it. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my manga playlist. If you want to see me talk about other books, I've talked about a lot of Junji Ito. I've also been covering Blood on the Tracks. And I'm definitely working to expand this playlist as well. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.